Hi guys, James at Bespoke here. Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're taking a look at the brand new CANiK TP9 Elite combat pistols from Cybergun. So you'll see my desk is alive here with open pistol boxes, and today we're going to look at the CANiK TP9 Elite Combat Pistol. This is OEM by Armorworks, that's clear from looking at the magazines. You can just see design cues and bits and pieces that they use. This being the second pistol ever to use a striker system rather than using a hammer. And that is probably one of the reasons why this pistol shoots so supremely well, which you'll see later on in the video. So the CANiK TP9 is a polymer framed metal slided pistol. You've got an RMR cut slide here. I haven't had this off yet, so I don't know whether you need an adapter or whether you can just chuck a red dot sight straight away. The sights on it aren't bad at all. It's got like a P99 live fire indicator here. The trigger's actually quite unique. It's got a really wide paddle on it. So it's almost like Glock-like, but then this paddle's huge. The slide release can be found on both sides. The takedown is much like a Glock 17 as well. The other thing that I like they've done about this TP9 is you've got a threaded barrel there, and you've got a threaded barrel protector. However, they've got away with that silly little adapter where you put your protector on, like on the BLU series, and as you tighten that on, it loosens off the adapter, and it's so super annoying. But they've got rid of that. They've just threaded the barrel, put the protector on there, and in my opinion that's probably one of the best things for them to change. This is a very cool looking pistol indeed. Of course, we've got CANiK trades here. I'm going to get some close-up shots of the pistol anyway. You've got TP9 Elite Combat here with a serial number, and then we've got salient arms markings on the barrel. So that's very cool indeed. The magazine holds 20 rounds. Little gas blowback style magazine here. You've got an extended bumper on there which look very cool when they're in the pistol. So it looks very cool indeed. It is a short frame pistol, much more like a 19 style frame in terms of size. You can remove the bumper, and what they've done to get around gas nozzles not reaching the valve, which many guns suffer from, they've actually built a nozzle extension into the base plate of the magazine, and it's spring loaded, so it doesn't interfere with it sliding on and off the pistol magazine. However, when you put your gas in there and you push down, it's spring loaded, and that mates up to the valve and then bridges the gap between the nozzle and the valve. And that, to be honest, is absolutely genius. Very good thinking outside the box there. You've got an extended magazine flared magwell here, which is cool. I think you can take that off. Looks like the back straps come off, and it does look P99 Walther style, sort of inspired there. You also get a manual in the box, which is very straightforward and clear. Everything in there that you need to know about the pistol, and it's not in very bad English. It's very, very well put together manual there. They come in an orange box. That is the dual tone model. So you got the tan frame and the black slide. They also do it in tan, which still comes with the back strap, but if tan's more your style, looks absolutely superb. And of course, we have it in, does it come in black? Yes, it does. If you're into black, black's your thing. Very cool indeed. The one that I'll be looking at today and shooting is the dual tone, just because it's got a bit of both in the colour there. So I'm going to pop these back in the box and take a look at the dual tone model for today. Now, the only other difference in terms of versions available is they do all different colours that I've shown you there in what can only be described as, I'm pretty sure it's a collector. So it comes in this huge orange box here, which is magnetised. You peel that off, you get the pistol like you would in the box, but it comes in a nice carry case with the CANiK logo on the front there. it just comes as it normally does. And you'll see there the CANiK logo. Very cool indeed. You also get a patch, which is a Cybergun patch. You get a CANiK pistol stand, which is a nice touch. I'm not sure on the price difference on this just yet because they've just landed with us. You also get a CANiK patch as well. You get your manual. You get a little couple of CANiK posters there. And let's have a look. You've got two things from here. This is the certificate of authenticity, licensed product. And then we've got a little thing there saying congratulations, you are the new owner of the first CANiK TP9 Elite Combat replicas, and it goes on to say a little bits and pieces there. So let's pop that back in the box. The other cool thing is they give you a t-shirt, but they give it you in the worst possible size. I imagine most airsofters aren't in a small size t-shirt, so that is a cool t-shirt but quite frankly useless. Because what if you're a medium, a large, extra large, triple XL, you got a cool t-shirt but you can't wear it. So that collector's edition out the way, we're looking at this pistol today. Let's get straight into the chrono results and accuracy test. But first, before I do that, I just want to show you the way this pistol functions. So we pop the slide here, we pull down these little tabs and it will push forward, much like a Glock 17. And you can see here, there's no hammer, and it literally just actuates the like the valve knocker. So what's weird about this is it's almost like it requires a gassed magazine to have the resistance on the back of the valve to build up pressure on the trigger to then release it and it fires. Now the GHK Glock does this by you loading up a pre-bar just above the trigger here, and as you've built up enough pressure it releases, and I think that's what gives you the striker to hit the magazine and release the gas. So if you've got no magazine in the gun, the trigger, it just goes all the way back, there's no resistance there. If you put a magazine in that's empty, in terms of it has no gas, again it will do the same thing. However, and the gun is clear, if you put a magazine in that is gassed up, you find the wall, and there it is. You can't pull the trigger without hitting that paddle there. There's the wall, which is the bar hitting the back of the valve, and then you load it up with pressure and then it fires. So quite a snappy pistol, to be honest. So 0.2 gram BBs, green gas in the chrono test. You're going to be really surprised about this chrono test, I was. And then we're going to put 0.3 gram BBs and do 15, 30 and 40 meters. You'll see in the accuracy test, I did 50 meters, did the 30 meters, did the 40 meters, and then what I did is I just went and ran a barrel cleaning rod through the barrel because it was quite heavily gunked up with transport grease, even around the hot rubber, which it then does get better. Not that it was shooting bad anyway, but I think what I would do personally is take that hot rubber out, wash it with some soapy water, make sure all the grease and stuff is out of there, and then this gun is going to perform superior to the way it does straight out of the box. So 0.2 gram BBs green gas on the chrono test, 0.3 gram BBs and green gas on the accuracy test, and here's how we got on. Right, this is the CANiK gas blowout pistol, using the dual tone model here. What I will say in retrospect to this pistol is we have shot it a bit, so the magazine's not the warmest it could be on a hot day like this, but let's just see how it does. 0.2 gram BBs, normal WE, green gas. Let's see how this thing does. 309, 311, 306, 308, 302, 306, miss, 305, 306, 302, 306, 304, 306, 305, 306, 304, 303, 301, 300. That is, quite frankly, remarkable. For a pistol that we've already shot twice today, the magazine is cold to the touch. Very few pistols don't have the degradation in FPS like that. So normally you'll shoot a pistol, it'll be doing 310, perhaps you'll go 310, 300, 298, 295, 297, 280. It will constantly decrease. And what I found using this CANiK and what we had earlier, it always seems to sit around that 305 mark. I mean, yeah, the last couple of rounds went as low as 300. The magazine is cold, like I say, and that's just because we've put 2 mags through this Chrono already, because we were curious, and it always seemed to sit around 305 PS, which for a gas blowout pistol, especially one that's been clearly built by ArmorWorks, not that ArmorWorks is a bad brand, but they inherently have the WE and ArmorWorks issues where the FPS does degrade over time. So whether this new striker system in this, compared to having to sort of roll over a hammer, the slide is nice and smooth, just like the GHK Glock 17. I am really impressed with that. But that was 0.2 gram BBs. Let's put some 0.3s in. Let's get some mags warmed up with some green gas, and we'll go and shoot it and see how it does. Okay, CANiK gas blowout pistol, 15 meters. This is going to be easy, I think. Easy peasy. Let's go to 30. Okay, we're at 30 meters. Don't think we're going to have an issue eating it, but we're like 5 mags in now, so normally pistols would just stop functioning. Let's see how we can do it. The trigger is a bit weird on this, like the GHK one, but at least with the GHK one you get a nice positive wall. This one's a bit less easy to predict. This is using 0.3s, and the hop is set to max. I think there's just a bit of transport grease in there which is stopping the friction putting the backspin on the BB, so they are quite heavily greased up. That's what I would put it down to. What I would do is pull the hop apart, just wash the hop rubber in some soapy water, and I think we'd get a much more positive reaction out of it. It is getting better. But 30 meters, the hop's getting better as I fire, which is great. Let's go straight back to 40, because that's going to be the real test. Still hit it. I think I might just try and clean that hop up out and we'll have another crack at it. So I popped it to the workshop, and all I've done is took a little bit of lint-free tissue on a cleaning rod, sprayed it with some degreasing spray, ran it through the barrel of the hop. Did pull a load of crap out of it, so we'll see if it's made an improvement. Let's adjust the hop. See if we can get this dialed in. The side to side grouping's come down. Oh, that's loads better. Made it so much more predictable. Add a tiny bit more. That was only a tiny hop adjustment, that was. But getting rid of all that transport grease has obviously done it some good. I was able to mag dump that, and yes, there was some side to side movement, but you know, shooting a pistol at 40 meters. See if we can do it again. It's getting better. Like I say, that's just literally running a cleaning rod through it. I would like to pull the hop out and just wash it because there was a hell of a lot of grease on it, but you can see the improvement just by running a barrel cleaning rod through it, so I'm happy with that. Let's get back in the office. So there you have it. It's actually a really well performing pistol, and it's a really delight to shoot. At the time, at the last bit of the action test, I think we put like 9, 10, maybe even more magazines through it, and yes, it is warmer today in the UK. Not horrendously warm, but it's nice and, you know, consistently mild out there. And I just keep gassing the magazine up, and it just keeps chugging along, which for a WE or Armorworks pistol, after you've done a couple of mags, you'll all know that they start to vent gas and stuff. And I imagine you won't be able to do that in the winter. But that being said, the gun just constantly just nails the BBs out. And we did have a bit of inconsistency with the hop, which I did try and sort of demonstrate on camera. I would pull this apart. I mean, you can see, let's have a look here. You can see the amount of transport grease, or in fact you might not be able to see it on the camera, but it's just so gunked up. So the first thing I would do, strip it apart, lube the areas with some high quality lubricant, whichever you decide to use, whether it's a bit of silicone grease or whether you use like mag lube or stuff that we recommend. Clean out the hot rubber, make sure it's nice and clean and dry. And I saw the groupings were getting better, but I've only literally just put a barrel swab through the front of the barrel and just tried to wipe some of the grease away, and it did pull out a load of black gunk, so that's good. We know that's what you need to do. Consistency wise, it's there. I mean, very rarely are you going to engage someone at 40 meters with a pistol. However, if your main guns, your primary's down, you pull out your CANiK and you need to hit someone that far away, you can very much do so. That target is very misleading. It's a very small target. A lot of pistols do struggle to hit at that distances. Having owned the GHK Glock for a while, would I replace my GHK Glock with this thing? Absolutely not. But that in itself is a very expensive pistol, and you would expect more from it from the price. That being said, for a striker pistol, I hope a lot of more companies go this way, because it is more realistic. It seems to yield better performance because you're not rolling over like a hammer system and having that resistance there. The slide is buttery smooth. So I'm hoping a lot more manufacturers will change this way. You know, if WE started churning out pistols that had a striker fire system instead of a hammer, I think they would be onto a winner, and it would be the new normal. So this pistol fired superbly great. I have enjoyed shooting it. It's very cool indeed, very unique looking. It's very comfortable as well. So if you think about picking one of these things up, I would recommend it. They've only just come into us, so I'm not sure on the price. I imagine it's going to be around the 200 mark. I'd like it to be lower, but you know, as licensed products go, they do tend to be a bit more expensive. Thank you for tuning into this review. This is the CANiK TP9 from EMG, OEM by Armorworks it seems. And this new system, I am very impressed with it, and I hope they carry on the trend and start doing this with more pistols. Hope you enjoyed the pistol. Hit like, subscribe, do all that good stuff if you feel like it, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.